Hey man, it's your boy TJ. Man, we got another reaction. Man, we got how the 2019 Lamar Jackson changed the NFL forever. But this nigga was crazy this year. But let's get into it, dude.
2019 NFL season, one name instantly comes to mind: Lamar Jackson. The
That
22-year-old
boy
became the
L.
youngest quarterback to ever win NFL MVP. This was only in his second season in the league, but that didn't stop him from breaking many
This
records.
nigga went
Today, we're
crazy
diving
this year.
into
But this is my
why
favorite year by
2019
that boy
Lamar
for sure.
Jackson was a human cheat code.
But I ain't gonna lie though, L. But this year, boy, you just got Jair, you got Starks, you got Hamilton, you got all them boy. Offense, you already know who you got. You got Zay Bateman, D Hop, Lightly, Andrews, Henry, Justice Hill. Come on, fam. I ain't gonna lie, fam. This the best your team gonna get, L. This the best your team gonna get. If you don't win the Super Bowl this year, I don't know, fam.
Lamar's 2019 season was nothing short of
I don't
extraordinary.
know.
Through 15 games, he threw for 3,127 yards and ran
Bro,
for
I
another
remember that game, bro.
1,206 yards. His incredible dual threat
I
ability
don't know what it is, but you ain't have to beat the Dolphins like that. Come on, fam. It's like every time this man play at the crib, he just go crazy, fam. And we played him this year, bro. I hope you don't. We 2-2 versus the Ravens though, but damn, you playing Miami though? So I be
set
tripping.
him apart from the rest
I
of
know
the
you back
league.
at the
Because of
crib, but
this,
damn,
he was
chill,
compared to
nigga.
legendary players that came before him like Michael Vick and Randall Cunningham.
Nigga be
Jackson's
tripping
passing
when you back
stats
in the
were great
crib.
as he completed 265 out of his 401 passes, leading the NFL with 36 touchdowns and only 6
Why we don't see this
interceptions.
L in the
This remarkable
playoffs though,
performance
fam? That's
helped him
all I'm
finish the
asking,
season with a
fam.
very impressive
All
passer
this L
rating
in the
of
regular season, in the playoffs, we
113.3.
got. Last year wasn't really your fault. It was really Mark Andrews with that drop, but come on, fam. That boy Hollywood. Oh my God.
His dominance was recognized across the league as he collected numerous accolades: MVP award, a first-team All-Pro appearance, a Pro Bowl nod, leading the league in passing touchdowns, and winning the Burt Bell Award, given to the player voted as the best player in the NFL by owners, personnel, coaches, and the media. Most notably, Lamar became only the second player in NFL history to receive unanimous MVP votes, joining Tom Brady, who achieved the same feat in 2010.
For only the second time in history, there was just one person that this year everyone voted for. So congratulations to this year's most valuable player, Lamar Jackson.
I'm like, oh, like that, dude. You can't take away like how good he is. You can't take away his talent. It's just
Jackson
like,
faced
damn.
significant hurdles, though, in his
Like in the
rookie season
playoffs,
in
bro, this nigga need to show
2018,
up,
which we're going
bro.
to cover shortly. But in 2019, he was on another level. Other quarterbacks like Russell Wilson and Patrick Mahomes shined this season with their elite passing abilities. Other top players like Michael Thomas set the NFL record for receptions.
Michael Thomas, what happened to that nigga, bro? What the hell happened to Michael Thomas, bro?
Offenses with 12.5 sacks. It's very clear that each of these guys had a great season in their own right, but none of them possessed the versatility and unpredictability of Lamar
Imagine
Jackson.
AD on the rounds right now, boy.
More than many starting running
Oh my
backs.
God.
His ability to escape pressure and turn broken
Get
plays
out of
into huge gains made him the most dynamic player in the entire league. A prime example of this came in week number 10 against the Cincinnati Bengals. In that game, Jackson evaded multiple tacklers on a read option play, scrambling for a 47-yard touchdown run.
Oh God.
He broke his ankles. Now he's got an entourage, and he's got a touchdown.
All while having one of the nastiest jukes I have ever seen.
Hey, I thought they was gonna add that. Now so like, he's Houdini. Hey, that's be bugging.
All while having one of the nastiest jukes I have ever seen.
That's crazy.
Let's rewind a bit here, though. Back to his rookie season, because things were far from perfect for Lamar. His career with the Ravens started when he was drafted 32nd overall.
With the 32nd
Damn, 32nd.
in the 2018 NFL draft,
he proved a lot of niggas wrong, though.
Ravens select Lamar Jackson.
And half of y'all niggas saying Josh Allen outplayed him in the playoffs, bro. You don't know what you talking about, bro. Josh Allen did not outplay this man, bro.
Baltimore already had Joe Flacco on the team, who led them to a Super Bowl back in 2012, which they won. But he was now 33 years old.
Who y'all think y'all gonna get it? Who gonna get a ring first? L or Josh Allen?
I'm
going with L, though.
Injured his hip.
I feel like L gonna get a ring. He got the team, bro.
During the following,
like, everybody could agree with me, but the Ravens team is better than the Bills, bro. Like, come on, fam. Like, who got a better shot at winning the Super Bowl this year, Ravens or the Bills? Bills got a shot too, but Ravens got more of a shot, especially with the players they added with the Ravens stat right now.
Week, head coach John Harbaugh made an announcement that Lamar would get to start against the Bengals in Week 11. This was his first chance of the regular season to start, and after leading the Ravens to a win, he would keep the job for the remainder of the year. Were his stats incredible? No. Actually, they were far from it. In the 7 games that he started in, Jackson had just a 58.2% completion rate.
Oh my
He
God.
also only threw 5 touchdowns to his 3 interceptions. But as we talked about earlier, Lamar was much more than a passer. His legs made him a truly remarkable player, and he showed that in those 7 games. He ran the ball 119 times for 556 yards and 4 touchdowns.
Running a little option. Jackson keeps.
Oh my God. Oh, you know.
He's right to the pylon, and it's a touchdown.
So even though his accuracy wasn't all there yet, his rushing ability kept defenses on their toes at all times. He led the Ravens to a 6-1 record as a starter, helping them make it to the playoffs, where they were eventually defeated by the Los Angeles Chargers in the wildcard round. Even though Baltimore lost that game, they knew they had something.
That's what I'm saying about L, though. He a hell of a quarterback, hell yeah. But, like, you doing all this in the regular season, like, in the playoffs, where you be at, gang? Where you be at in the playoffs, gang? If you, I swear, you play like how you play in the regular season, in the postseason, boy, you'd have been had you a ring. I swear to God, you would have been had you a
Very
ring.
special with Jackson. He finished
It's
regular
something
season
about
with
playoffs, bro. It's just
1,201
different, bro. It's like it's a
passing yards and 6
reset
passing
record, bro. The
touchdowns.
Rams
He
showed
also rushed for
the Vikings
695
that
yards, which showcased his
all that record
explosive
don't
legs
matter
and
nothing when you're in them
athleticism.
playoffs,
At this
boy.
point in time, the Ravens had to be thinking one thing. If we can figure out how to make this guy a more accurate passer, we'll have a star on our hands. Now, people weren't necessarily sold on Lamar at this point in time, though. They started doubting whether his college success would translate to the NFL's next season after teams had some tape on him. Isn't he relying too much on his legs? Isn't he highly inaccurate when he throws on the move? Hall of Fame general manager and current draft analyst Bill Polian even suggested that Jackson should switch positions and try his hand at wide receiver.
Yeah, never that. Yeah, I'm glad you do that. Yeah, stay at that QB. Receiver, nah.
Quarterback and stuck to his goal of leading from under center. In 2019, he did just that, proving all the haters wrong and having one of the most memorable seasons in Ravens history. It's only right to start off with week number 1, where Baltimore faced off.
I knew y'all was gonna show this game, dog. Wow, bro. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Y'all keep showing this game like we wasn't in a rebuilding year this season. We was rebuilding, bro. We was one of the worst team in the league this 2019 season, fam. Ain't no excuses. They beat our ass, but damn, fam, we was rebuilding. But what happened the other 2 times? We 2-2 versus these boys. So I think that 2022 season when we came back. Yeah, let's talk about that.
Game plan
we talking about when we had Ryan Fitzpatrick and freaking who was our running back, bro? Kalen Ballage was our running back 1, bro. Come on.
This season would be much, much different from the last.
All that blue eyes. Will like 59 to 10.
Ravens picked apart the Dolphins in every aspect of this game. The final score was 59 to 10. Jackson, who is known for his rushing ability, only ran the ball 3 times for 6 yards, but he went 17 for 20 on his passing attempts.
But that's good ass stats.
24 yards, 5 touchdowns, and 0 interceptions.
Man, that's good ass stuff. Oh my God, I'm saying though, like, why can't we get this L in the playoffs, though, fam? We get this L right now in the playoffs, fam. You'd have been out of the Marines, fam. Why can't we get this L, though? That's all I'm asking for, fam.
Don't get it twisted now.
I'm just asking what that L in the playoffs,
Week
though.
number 2 against the Cardinals, he bounced back with 120 yards on the ground, along with 2 passing touchdowns, leading the Ravens to a 23-17 win. He was almost impossible to stop. When he wasn't having the best passing day, he would make up for it on the ground and vice versa. Don't even get me started when he had both aspects of his game going at once. Week number 9 against the Tom Brady-led Patriots, Jackson completed 17 out of his 23 passes for 163 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah, his 2019 season was crazy. That definitely one of his best seasons. Not definitely, that is his best season, nigga. 2019, yeah.
On the ground.
Oh my God, damn. To put that one on his ass. Hold on. Ow. Damn. Oh my God.
Against the Bengals, Lamar picked apart the defense once again, throwing for 223 yards, 3 touchdowns, and adding on another touchdown.
Oh my God.
Weeks 11 and 12, Jackson kicked it into another gear. Against the Texans, he threw for 222 yards, 4 touchdowns, and added 79 yards on the ground in a blowout 41-7 win. And the following week against the Rams, the Ravens did it yet again, dismantling LA 45-6 on the back of Lamar's
Damn,
massive day.
45.
5
Damn, they
passing
beat the shit out of
touchdowns,
y'all,
0
LA.
interceptions, and
Straight
95
BT,
yards on the ground.
BT.
Because of his
Damn, they killed
overwhelming
y'all,
and
boy.
jaw-dropping performances time and time again, Bill Polian admitted that he was wrong for saying Jackson should be a wide receiver. In his words,
Yeah,
I was
you
wrong
definitely
because I
wrong,
used
boy.
the
Don't play
old
no
traditional
receiver, boy. I'm
quarterback
glad you
standard
stayed with
him,
your
which
position,
is
boy.
clearly why John Harbaugh and Ozzie Newsome were more prescient than I was. Lamar continued that same level of dominance for the rest of the
Hell,
regular
that's a running
season,
back. Oh
leading
my
the Ravens
God.
to a
Wait, hold
13.
on.
Continued that same level of dominance, and Ozzie Newsome were more prescient than I was. Lamar continued that same level of dominance for the rest of the regular season,
God.
leading the Ravens to a 13-2 record in games that he started in. Overall, Baltimore finished at 14-2, claiming the #1 overall seed and having the best record in the league. Jackson's stats were nothing short of incredible. 3,127 passing yards, 36 touchdowns to just 6 interceptions, a
Look,
league-leading
14-2,
QBR
right, y'all
of
boys? Look, 14-2.
83.0, along with
83
adding
point
on
QB bar.
1,206 yards,
Damn.
7 touchdowns,
Damn. 3,127 pass, 36 touchdowns, 6 picks.
and averaging
And
a
he won MVP
league-leading
this season?
6.9 yards per carry on the ground. He won the
Damn.
MVP award, was
Hell yeah,
selected to
boy.
the
I knew I
All-Pro
went to
First
hell
Team,
yeah,
Pro
boy.
Bowl, and came in second for the Offensive Player of the Year
Yeah,
award,
but them
only
stats were
behind
crazy.
Michael Thomas.
Rushed for
The future
1,000
of the
yards
league
and
had
threw for over
arrived
4
in dramatic
God.
fashion, but it wouldn't be right to tell this story without mentioning his supporting cast. On the ground, Lamar's partners in crime were Mark Ingram and Gus Edwards. Those read
Mark
option
Ingram.
plays had defenses stumbling and usually guessing
Gus
incorrectly
Buzz.
on who would get the ball. Ingram racked up
That boy
1,018
Ingram like
yards
that
along
too,
with
though.
10 touchdowns by
Especially
the
in
time the
college,
season
though.
had ended. Edwards, on the other hand, finished with 711 yards and 2 touchdowns. As for the passing game, Jackson's favorite target was his reliable tight end Mark Andrews, finishing the year with 10 receiving touchdowns and 852 receiving yards. Andrews was Lamar's safety blanket, and the two built a connection that is still thriving to this
I
day.
ain't like y'all could say a lot about Mark Andrews and how y'all sold in the playoffs, but don't act like Mark Andrews didn't help y'all win a lot of games too, fam. I'll put y'all in position to win a lot of games. Don't act
On
like
the
he didn't,
defensive
though.
side of the ball, the Ravens were anything but lackluster. Nearly half of their defense made the Pro Bowl, including Matt Judon, Marlon Humphrey, Earl Thomas, and Marcus Peters. Humphrey and Peters tied for the team lead in interceptions with 3 each. Judon dominated at the line of scrimmage, adding on 9.5 sacks, and Earl Thomas did his thing at safety, keeping the ball in front of him and making tackles when needed. Behind all this success was head coach John Harbaugh. Harbaugh and his coaching staff came up with smart strategies that played to each player's strengths. Offense used a mix of design runs, read option plays, and creative formations that kept defenses always guessing. Harbaugh's ability to make quick decisions, whether it was calling for a 4th down conversion or adjusting the game plan on the fly, really helped the Ravens stay in control of every game. What truly set this Ravens team apart was their chemistry and resilience. From the first game to the last, the Ravens played as one unit. Offense, defense, and special teams all working together. Their
I ain't gonna
8-game
lie,
winning
though.
streak
Let me say that. I feel like we don't talk about Joe Burrow enough, though. Like, let's talk about it, though. If Joe Burrow had a defense, man, I swear to God, if Joe Burrow had a defense, he probably would have been the best QB in the league. Bengals would have been the best team in the league. I swear to God. If Bengals have a defense, fam, I swear to God, them boys
during the
be the
regular
best team in
season
the
really
league.
showed how well they performed under pressure, how they could come together when it counted most.
Cause they got a
showed that
top
they're
10
all
offense.
a
They put up
family.
about
As for how the
20-something points a
2019
game.
postseason
They
went,
just can't stop
although the
shit.
Ravens looked unstoppable in the regular season, NFL playoffs can be cruelly
I remember
unpredictable.
this. Damn,
Baltimore
who
team
thought the
hit
Titans
a
would have
brick
won
wall
this?
in the divisional round against the Titans, falling 28-12. A series of factors contributed to this upset.
I remember this
starting
shit
with
like
Tennessee's
yesterday,
highly
boy.
effective game plan centered around their star running back Derrick Henry, who ran for 195 yards. Lamar completed
It's
31
crazy.
out
Now
of
he
his
on the
59
Ravens
pass
now.
attempts for 365 yards and a touchdown.
Jackson, end zone, touchdown.
Also adding on 2 interceptions and a lost fumble on a strip sack, though. Still, he also added on 20 carries for 143 yards, becoming the only player to throw for 300-plus yards and rush for 100-plus yards in a playoff game. In total, Jackson personally accounted for over 500 yards of offense, but it still wasn't enough. The ending to the Ravens season was pretty depressing compared to their expectations.
Well, I had a lot of mistakes on my behalf. 3 turnovers, that shouldn't happen. But, they came out to play. know, we just started off slow. We just got to do better next time.
But one thing was
Oh my
not going to be
God,
forgotten
boy.
about that year. That, of course, was Lamar Jackson's
That Bengals game
dominance.
was
Just about
crazy,
the
dude.
only
Oh my
thing Lamar
God.
didn't do that season was get any receiving yards. However, he did receive a bunch of awards. His jaw-dropping performances piled up. Multiple 5-touchdown games, 4 AFC Offensive Player of the Week honors, and an AFC Player of the Month recognition for November. While shattering records, he also became the first player in NFL history to pass for more than 250 yards and rush for over 120 yards in a single game, before eventually breaking Michael Vick's quarterback rushing record with 1,206 yards. Looking back on it, it was really incredible just how much Lamar improved over one offseason. He went from a rookie relying primarily on his legs to a complete quarterback who could pick apart opposing defenses with both his arm and his running ability.
Jackson hooks a pass. Touchdown. Big time throw from Lamar Jackson.
The Ravens built their entire offense around his unique skill set, creating a system that kept
Oh my
defenses
fucking
guessing on every
goodness.
play.
But hold
Most
on, boy. We
remarkable
gotta play that
skill
back.
set,
Wait,
creating a
damn.
system that kept defenses guessing on
Excuse
every
me.
play. The most
Oh my
remarkable part
God,
about
boy.
this is not about his individual brilliance. Jackson elevated everybody around him. The Ravens were the only team to score 20-plus points in every single game that year. The rushing attack broke records, and the
single
entire
game,
offensive
20-plus
system
points.
had
That's
to be
crazy.
reimagined to maximize his talents. The 2019 season wasn't just about Jackson breaking records. It was about him breaking the mold of what a quarterback could be. He has still continued to evolve since then. He led the Ravens to the playoffs and became the first quarterback to record multiple 1,000-yard rushing seasons in 2020. 2021 was challenging with injuries.
Cormo comes down. Oh, and he lands on that the back of the left
Damn.
heel.
But in 2022, he showed flashes of his MVP form before an injury cut his season short. In 2023, his improved pocket presence and decision-making led the Ravens to the AFC Championship game, earning him his second NFL MVP award. And now, in 2024, he had another fantastic season, looking to defy the odds and win his third.
Damn, I ain't gonna lie though. That boy L crazy though. One of my favorite quarterbacks. The only problem I got with this nigga though, bro, just show up in the playoffs, gang. Just show up in the playoffs, gang. That's all, man. That's the end of that video, man. Y'all made it this far. Make sure y'all subscribe.